First, let me go over the agenda of what you should be doing. This morning, you should be watching this video in its entirety and taking notes on Logarithms Day 2 while you're watching the video. After you're done watching the video and taking notes, you should move on to checking your homework that was due this morning. I have given you some feedback as well as posted the detailed answer key. Make sure that you're looking at what the mandatory work is that you must show. Anything that you just go right to the answer will be marked down on any future test and quiz if you don't have the work there to support it. Once you're done checking over the homework, mark down any ones you want to ask about, and I will make sure that we go over those next class. Then the homework sheet should be posted, so you could choose to start that if you'd like. That is due next class. Or any time you have left this morning, you can use to be studying for this afternoon's quiz on exponents, where I will be there to proctor your quiz. Or you can work on the optional take-home, which is due today by 2 p.m. It will not be accepted late. And again, that's optional, so if you choose not to do it, that's okay. So let's move on to the notes that you should be copying down. We're going to look at Logarithms Day 2. So I'm going to start by just reviewing what we did last class with evaluating logarithms. The way we're going to evaluate logarithms is we're going to put it in exponential form. And in order to put it into exponential form, I'm going to introduce an x or a variable. Once I convert, I'm going to solve for that missing x, that missing piece. Remember, if no base is given, it should be base 10, known as the common log. And also remember never to circle x in your final answer. So here's our first one. Log base 5 of 625. I'm going to introduce an equals x here. When I convert to exponential form, it's base to my exponent is equal to my argument. So 5 to the x power is equal to 625. When you have x in the exponent position, you need to show like bases. And once you get like bases, you can set the exponents equal to each other. So on the right, if I get the prime factorization of 625, it is 5 to the 4th. And now that my bases are the same, I can just set the exponents equal to each other and get x is equal to 4. Now remember, you introduced an x in your problem. X shouldn't be in your final answer because we are just evaluating. And remember, a logarithm is saying what exponent produces this. So 5 to what power gives me the answer of 625? And the answer would be just 4. Number 2, log base 32 of 1/8. It's saying what exponent produces 1/8. So if I introduce my x here, base to my exponent is equal to my argument. And now I want to get like bases. Both 32 and 8 can be rewritten as base 2. 32 is 2 to the 5th, still raised to the x power. 1 over 8 is 1 over 2 to the 3rd. So the left side I can rewrite using my power rule, 2 to the 5x. The right side I can bring up as a negative exponent and get 2 to the negative 3. Bases are the same, so I can set the exponents equal to each other and solve. And so that evaluates, again, no x in your final answer, to negative 3/5. And lastly, as review, log base 1/3 of the 7th root of 27. I'm going to introduce my x and convert to exponential form. 1/3 to the x is equal to the 7th root of 27. Anytime you see, again, x in the exponent position, we want to try and get like bases. And since we have a radical there, we're going to want to go to exponential form so we can see what our base is. Left side, 3. I can't break that down any further. That's 3 to the negative 1, still raised to the x power. The right side, the 7th root of 27. Remember, 27 is just 3 cubed, so we can write that as exponent over index, or 3 to the 3/7 power. Exponents property, I'm going to multiply, and then bases are the same, so I can set the exponents equal to each other to solve. Final answer, x is equal to negative 3/7. So all of those are evaluating. What does this logarithm equal? From there, we're going to look at equations. And there are two types of equations we're going to solve. The two types of equations we're going to solve is what I call type 1, when you only have the word log on one side, and then type 2, when you have the word log on each side. Couple quick reminders. This definition here shows you how to convert back and forth between the two forms if you need it. But more importantly, I'm going to call your attention to b is greater than 0 and x is greater than 0. That's by definition. And that's going to be used to check our answers. So when you're checking your answers and verifying that these answers are true and work, you need to make sure that both the base, the b, is greater than 0 and the number x, also known as the argument, is greater than 0. So you're looking for these two things. If you're solving for one of those, you have to make sure that it is greater than 0 when you're done. So type 1. Type 1 is when I have the word log only on one side. So if you look at each of these examples, you only see the word log once on the left-hand side. It could be the right side too, but it's only on one side of the equal sign, not the other. So these are going to look very familiar and similar to the ones up in the top where you were converting to exponential form. So number 5, log base 4 of x equals 3. If I convert to exponential form, I'm going to get 4 to the third is equal to x. Base to my exponent is equal to my argument. And that's just an evaluating problem. 64 is equal to x. X is in your problem, so you are allowed to keep x in your answer, and I want to keep it there. And then before I circle it, I just want to make sure that if my unknown is in either of these positions, it's greater than 0, and 64 is greater than 0, so I can go ahead and circle it. Similarly, number 6, log base 3 of 27 equals x. Log on one side, I'm converting. Base to my exponent equals my argument. And this looks exactly like the ones above. X is in the exponent position, so we get like bases. And then we set our exponents equal to each other. You must show this step. Okay? Anytime x is in the exponent position, you must show the step where your bases are the same. Check your answer. These both need to be positive. Your unknown's not there, so it is going to work. Okay? If your unknown is over here, we don't need to worry about anything not working. Number 7, log base 6 of 1 is equal to x. Again, I'm going to convert to exponential form. Base to my exponent is equal to my argument. And this one you might just need to look at a little bit more closely. 6 to what power gives you 1? And so anything to the 0 power should give you 1. So it looks like you can't get like bases, but I can actually write it this way. 1 is the same thing as 6 to the 0 power. And so now my bases are the same. Now I can set my exponents equal to each other. And once again, I can go ahead and circle that because my unknown is not in one of these positions. Moving on to number 8, log base x of 3 equals 1/2. Convert to exponential form. Base to my exponent is equal to my argument. And this comes from our type 2 equations last week, where x is the base raised to a fractional exponent power. Whenever you have a fraction exponent, you're going to raise each side to the reciprocal power. And the reciprocal of 1 over 2 is 2 over 1. No plus or minus, because I don't have an even denominator base, and we just get 3 squared, which x equals 9. Unknown is over here. That is greater than 0, so we can circle our answer. And then just getting slightly harder where there's more than one thing in the position, whether it's the argument or the exponent. Same idea though, only log on one side. So my base is 3 to my exponent of 3 is equal to my argument, which is that entire parenthesis. And then we're going to simplify and solve. So 3 cubed, 27, equals negative x minus 10. And to solve for x, I'll add 10. And divide by negative 1. All right, and then I want to check that because my unknown is in one of these two positions, so I want to plug negative 37 back in and make sure it's positive. So I get negative 37 minus 10, which becomes positive 37 minus 10, which is positive 27. So my base and my argument are both greater than 0. My answer does work. And last but not least for type 1, log base 6 of x squared minus 5x equals 2. Log only on one side, so I'm converting to exponential form. Base to my exponent equals my argument. And unlike any of the previous ones, we're left with a quadratic equation. Anytime you're left with a quadratic equation, get everything on one side equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 36. And then you determine how you want to solve that quadratic. Your options, depending on if it works or not, would be factoring, quadratic formula, or radicals, and completing the square technically as well. Usually it's factorable. So this will factor as x times x, and two numbers that multiply together to give you negative 36 and add together to give you negative 5 would be negative 9 and positive 4. So we will get x is equal to 9 and negative 4. And before I circle either one of those, I want to plug them back in because my unknown is in one of these two positions and I need to make sure it comes out positive. So when I plug in 9, I get 9 squared minus 5 times 9, or 81 minus 45, that's positive. And negative 4 squared minus 5 times 4, that's going to be 16. 5 times negative 4, I should say. 16 plus 20, that is also positive. So both of them do work, and I can circle them. So once again, these are what I consider type 1 equations, where the word log is only on one side of the equation. And so your approach is always to set that into exponential form and go from there. And then to finish up, type 2. Type 2 is going to be when you have the word log on both sides. So log on the left and log on the right. And your approach, which is going to actually be easier than type 1, is to use what's called the property of equality to set the two arguments equal to each other. So if you look at your key concept box here, you're going to see, if I just go down to the bottom, if log base 5 of x is equal to log base 5 of 8, then x equals 8. So if this log base 5 is the same as this log base 5, the only way those two logarithms, I should say, equal each other is if the arguments equal each other. And so look for the like basis, and then if they are like basis, you can set the arguments equal to each other and solve. We still will need to check our answers. So taking a look at our first example, log base 3 of 5x equals log base 3 of x plus 4. As long as this is the same log base, which it is, log base 3, I can set these two arguments equal to each other. And it's a nice, easy two-step equation. Subtract x and divide by 4. Before you circle your answer, plug it back in for x. 5 times 1 is positive 5, we're good. 1 plus 4 is positive 5, we're good. Remember, you're looking for them to be positive. As for number 12, log base 5, log base 5. So log on each side, both with the same base. So I can set the arguments equal to each other. 3x minus 2 is equal to x minus 6. Again, just a two-step or three-step equation. I'm going to subtract x, I'm going to add 2, and I'm going to divide by 2. Again, don't circle your answer till you plug it back in. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. This comes out negative, and it can't be. We need to cross that answer out. So therefore, our answer is going to be no solution. Number 13, log base 9, log base 9, log on each side with the same base. I set my arguments equal to each other. Quadratic, as I said on slide 1, all terms on one side. So I'm going to minus 3x. I'm going to minus, or plus 10, I should say. And then I'm going to look to try and factor. And this is factorable. Two numbers that multiply together to give you positive 10 and add together to give you negative 7 would be negative 5 and negative 2, giving me two answers, 5 and 2. And then let's check them. Plug 5 in, 5 squared minus 4 times 5, 25 minus 20, that works. And 3 times 5, 15, 15 minus 10, that's positive, that works. Plug in 2, 2 squared minus 4 times 2, that's going to be negative. We need to cross that out. So our only answer is x equals 5. And last but not least, I starred number 14, so take a close look at that. The reason that I had starred that one is because the log bases are not the same. So it looks like type 2, but it is actually going to be a type 1. We cannot set this equal to this because the bases are not the same. Super important. So since the bases are not the same, what you're going to do is look for the side that you can simplify. And the side on the right has no x. Therefore, we can go off to the side and figure out what this is equal to, just like we reviewed at the beginning of the notes. Introduce an x. 5 to what power equals 25? 5 to the x equals 5 to the 2, x equals 2. So this whole right-hand side simplifies down to 2. And since that simplifies down to 2, then we are type 1. Logarithm on one side, so we need to convert to exponential form. Base to my exponent is equal to my argument. 6 squared equals 3x minus 1. So as I finish this up, I'm going to get, oops, I went right to my answer there. 6 squared is 36. I'm going to add 1 and divide by 3. And again, before I circle it, I'm going to plug it back in. 37 over 3 times 3 is 37. 37 minus 1 is positive 36. And it comes out positive, so I am good. Okay, so type 1, type 2. When you do tonight's homework, you have to watch out for those different types because they will be mixed up. So look for where is the word log. Is it on each side so that you could just set the arguments equal to each other, assuming the bases are the same? Or is it only on one side where you have to convert from one form to the other, from log form to exponential form? There are a bunch of examples down here. I will be posting that in the Google Classroom as well as extra practice. And so that's something you could always go back and do later on if you have questions or if you need more practice before we have a future quiz on this. Please reach out via email if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll be available this afternoon after the quiz. And again, as a reminder, you can now move on to either starting the new homework, studying for this afternoon's exponent quiz, or working on the optional take-home quiz, which is due by 2 p.m. today. I'll see you guys later.